Atma Namaste and welcome all of you. We have finally reached to the final day, 12th day of the discussions on Pitru Paksh, and we also have today the World Peace Day. So we will integrate the discussions as well as the practices, including removing the patterns, which can also help bring peace and contribute our part in manifesting the peace. So, what are the patterns which can actually help bring peace to oneself, to our environment, and to the people who are around us, who are with whom we are sharing this beautiful place called Earth. So let's discuss the patterns which can be removed today as whole with Lakshmi ma'am. Atma Namaste, Lakshmi ma'am.
Atma Namaste, Girish. Thank you. So let us at the onset start with a prayer. We humbly invoke for the blessings of the Supreme Parabrahman, Divine Father, Divine Mother, my spiritual teacher and all spiritual teachers, all the great ones, all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, the Paramatmas, the Tirthankaras, prophets, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, and with the help and the blessings of our higher souls and divine self. Thank you for the purification, strengthening, empowerment, upgradation, alignment, to be able to fulfill our part in the manifestation of the great vision, the accomplishment of the divine plan on this Mother Earth. We are so thankful for this priceless opportunity to be able to lift the consciousness of Mother Earth into the subtle worlds, into subtle energy frequencies. We are so thankful for this opportunity of togetherness, working together to bring a more beautiful world. So, this is the International Peace Day, Wednesday, 21st of September. And we would like to bring the spirit of peace into all of us and all our participants who have been with us through these many sessions. The spirit of peace dwells within each one of us. The spirit of peace in the heart can actually be united. The whole world, the whole earth, every human being can connect from the heart through the spirit of peace. Your heart chakra has literally been loaned out to you so that each human being can be a medium for the spirit of peace on this earth. The heart chakra is the center for this spirit to channelize. And what plagues the heart plagues the world. What we hold in our heart towards our environment, towards our own life, is what is reflected into this earth. We all need to take responsibility of how this earth functions, of what is going on around us. And if we can identify those patterns that plague the world, which prevent the spirit of peace to enter and stay in the hearts of humanity, this world will indeed be heaven very, very soon. So, what are the commonalities for humanity and for an individual. What we see around us, what we listen to, what are social traumas cannot exist unless there is a piece of it within us. Any social trauma cannot happen unless there is a piece of it within yourself. And the idea is to eliminate that small piece of energy that you hold, which is like a matchstick to ignite the traumatic condition that the world goes through. So let us look at what could be the various things that plagues the earth. So abuse, sexual harassments, physical abuse, mental dominations by groups of people, by groups in the form of religious fanaticism, terrorist groups, or those who just wish to take control over the world, over other countries, dominations for the sake of power, power through money, power through authority. All of these energies are also there as a miniature form within us. I think we have to agree to that point, that sometimes you just wish to dominate others. You wish to put your point across, not willing to listen, not willing to understand, not willing to calm down. And that is what, like, you are the microcosm, the smaller version of what happens around you. You are the microcosm, and the whole earth consciousness is the macrocosm. Whether you know it or not, we are all connected intricately, like the World Wide Web. And this connection ensures that we receive a lot of information from other conscious beings on this earth. And what we hold, what we believe, is also transmitted to other conscious beings on this earth. And proximity does not really matter. Many of these conscious beings or human beings could be many thousands of kilometers away from you, thousands of miles away from you, but still your thought could deeply impact many other conscious beings who connect to you. Because the whole world is based upon energy, and energy can travel literally faster than the speed of light. A thought that you hold can actually be transmitted across continents. And a group thought of many people intending to neutralize a certain energy from within them has this huge impact on the whole world. Do you note the point? When I choose to actually eliminate a certain energy from within myself, which serves me no longer, which does not serve humanity in progress, the whole world consciousness transforms. So what is that could be commonly taken up as the issues that the world faces at this point of time? Brutality and violence under different names, under different shrouds. Brutality and violence, disrespect, inequalities, towards a certain gender, caste, creed, towards a certain religion or a region. All this born out of violence or the vengeantic attitude, out of brutality, out of wanting to take revenge, out of the cruelty that we sometimes exhibit towards other kingdoms also, not necessarily the human kingdom, but there is a lot of cruelty exhibited towards the animal kingdom. So violence to be eliminated from me, vengeance, brutality, wanting to take revenge, plotting to take revenge. Yes, using all my mental resources and creative ideas to take revenge, to put down somebody, showing extreme cruelty towards a kingdom like animal kingdom. All of that from within me needs to be dissolved. And many times, the point simply is I lack awareness. I'm ignorant of the plight of people around the earth. मुझे बस ध्यान नहीं है, मुझे पता नहीं है, लेकिन इसका मतलब नहीं है कि ये सब होता नहीं है. I am just ignorant. Yes. And many times, blind faith towards certain traditional, ritualistic things that we have been carrying on for ages. This blind faith turns into cruelty. So let us try and remove this. You may write in this piece of paper all these aspects which you need to get rid of. Yes. So violence, vengeance, inequality, revenge, all this I wish to remove. All these aspects that I no longer want, I write it. Okay. Then I may just fold it and burn, so that all of these tendencies from within me be completely disintegrated by the power of the Lord Agni, Mahadev Agni, the Archangel Agni. Thank you for allowing these energies from within myself to be burned down. And in this flame, in this fire, may the violence, the vengeance, the brutality and revenge and ruthlessness of the world be burnt. So be it. It really does work. You feel a sigh of relief. And can you just imagine what would happen if we have thousands of people actually doing this process? Can you just imagine what would happen if we have thousands of people actually doing this process? Sighs of relief for the whole consciousness of Mother Earth. Yes? What else do we want to get rid of? Red tapeism and bureaucracy plagues many countries. The reason for inequalities which breed. So let us intend to eliminate all these energies of red tapeism and bureaucracy. So, what aspect of red tapeism or bureaucracy do you hold? You see, most of us have this tendency to do selective hearing. We listen to only what we want. We have this shade, this window through which we wish to see the world. We have these ways and means of thinking that only I am right. And this leads me to doing what only I think is right, even if it is at the cost of others, even if it is at the cost of others. And this mentality goes on into the governance of your country. When you have more and more people in a country who just think that I have to get my work done, I listen to only that part of the story that I would like to imbibe or that which serves me. I do not want to listen to the other person's viewpoint. This kind of self-centeredness is what gives birth to red tapeism and bureaucracy. When people at a higher level, organizations, countries, governments, just decide to do what is not good for everybody, but just to fill their own pockets, to make sure that they grow as individuals, they become wealthy as individuals, because that is what we have held as a thought, as a country. If a country holds a thought which is individualistic, which is self-centered, the people of the country, when they look into only their requirements, let me give you a very small example. In India, we have all these empty plots in residential areas. Okay. And this plot would slowly become a garbage accumulation field. These empty plots in residential areas, and such residential areas which we call posh, where people who are very, very rich reside, all this garbage thrown out would go into a certain place which is empty, but which belongs to somebody else. So the point is just to take care of yourself and your homes, and not actually wishing to extend that hygiene, that cleanliness to everybody around. That is self-centeredness. So what do I have to remove? Self-centeredness. That's one thing that we will get rid of. And this self-centeredness, when it grows in the population, breeds people who get into the government, who are the reasons for red tapeism and bureaucracy. So let us try and eliminate this from within our system. All self-centeredness, selfishness, all greed from within me, all selective hearing, all that at a smaller scale, at an individual level. But the governments who intend to do selective hearing, as the number of people who intend to have self-centered ideas increase, this energy will breed centers of red tapeism and bureaucracy. So let us make an effort, also tiny, that most of you may think, how does it matter that if I'm going to eliminate this thought or emotion within me, how is it going to help the world? But it will. Try it. The more the number of people who will make an attempt to eliminate these simple ideas or thoughts from within them, are actually doing great service for this earth. Okay? So let's fold it up and let's burn it down. All tendencies of self-centeredness, lust and greed in me, selective hearing, be burned down by the flame of Lord Agni. this burning down be permanent from within me, from around, from the whole earth around me. May these energies be completely neutralized. Just relax, give it a moment, allow the flame to do its work within you and around you. Okay? So, all my ignorance, I think that is what we'll have to write the next. All ignorance and lack of awareness to the poverty, to the abusive conditions, to the warlike situations, or to the plight of refugees, all the lack of awareness and ignorance within me for what this world is facing, to the brutality shown towards the animal kingdom, all my tendencies of brutality towards the animal kingdom, I allow it to get out of my system now, for I wish to contribute to greater world peace. All of this weaknesses or qualities in me is actually stopping the flame or fire of peace from radiating bright. जब ये सब कमियां हमारे अंदर इकट्ठा होके रहता है, तो मेरे अंदर जो ये अटूट शांति का आग है, ये इस पूरे दुनिया में फैल नहीं सकता. So you write it this way? Yes. And let's now burn it. All lack of awareness and ignorance to the plight of greater humanity, I release. And I allow this to be burned down by the fire. I invoke upon the Mahadev Agni with the blessings of my Guru and Param Guru. All of these energies be burned down from every particle of my consciousness and from the whole earth around me. So, yes, I hope that is understood. And this can go on and on and on. And when we do this system or this technique with deeper understanding, when we do this technique with people who actually want to create a change in this world by working on themselves and not just pointing fingers and being critical and judgmental about what is happening around, there is no point in just discussing something. There is no point in just trying to put up slogans. It is important for us to take action. You either start a revolution, maybe an Instagram revolution, maybe a social media revolution. You start to do something, maybe just go on the street with a cause, but we need to do it. And when we find like-minded people who want to clear their energies so that the world energies can transform, then it is going to be a better place to live in. Okay? So Girish, what was your experience?
I definitely felt a lot of downpour of energy, and especially as if some heavy weight from the shoulder has been lifted up, and I was kind of yawning. At the same time, my spine was getting opened up, or my shoulder was getting free. So it was a very relaxing and liberating feeling in the body itself. It was very instant. So
Mm.
I feel good. And there is this one question which is then coming, like when you were saying that there is domination within all of us, but then there are times when we really don't know how to really stand up for oneself, or have that voice which radiates that courage that no more I would take this, or I will not accept this, or I will. So this courage, or this voice, or this expression which is not learned to be taken. And so this also could be leading to a lot of suppression, because it's like in a way you are allowing other people to continue dominating, and basically continue this, because we are in a way teaching them that it's okay if you are dominating, and we will get dominated. So is there something which plays a both way role?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, most of the times, what happens is that we allow ourselves to be dominated. And then, when it is time to break, we start retaliating in a voice which is very loud. So, I think it requires repair at the very moment that you feel subjugated or dominated. जिस क्षण में हमें लगता है कि हमारे ऊपर दबाव डाल दिया जा रहा है, हमारे ऊपर नाजायज फायदा लिया जा रहा है हमसे, the moment I experience such an emotion or an energy, it is required that I take action at that very moment. What happens is we linger on. And when we linger on, I just wanted to pick up on what you said. It seemed as if the burden from your shoulders were lifted. You know, most of the pains in the body and most of the cases of frozen shoulder can be just solved or just healed, completely cured, if I can use the word, if they would really literally understand that they are not holding the whole burden of the world on their shoulders. The moment they deburden themselves, the moment they feel that this is not me, and you just lift it out of your shoulders and put it down, this process of using the fire god energy to burn down is a very strong process. But other than that, if you can just lift all your burden, like the sacks that you are actually pulling along, yes, you just lift it off and you put it down somewhere. Intentionally, you actually feel relaxed. Many times, we hold the burden of being answerable. Yes, we hold the burden, feeling that our parents and all of these people have done so much to us. And so I allow them to dominate me most of the times. Yes, they have been instrumental to what I am now. So I will not open my mouth till I break. That is the kind of programming that we go through. So we all need to learn what is discussion. Discussion on minor topics will not lead to major burdens. So in the form of discussions, if you need to be stern, you can be stern. You can say very lovingly stern. Stern does not have to be not dominating. A no need not be burdening for you or the opposite person. You can just most lovingly tell them what would be the reason for you to be stern and put a no across. Yes. So now the point is, you need to be able to be in this world with a lot of love as the lubricant, so that nor you get hurt, nor the opposite person gets hurt. So love is like the lubricant. And if we start lubricating our eyes with love, our ears with love, and our brain with love, yes, and love not just towards the other person, no, that's wrong. Love towards my own situation, towards my possible condition, towards my requirements, yes, and being able to see others also as people who would have requirements, situations, then this lubricant could actually settle so many things. Yes. So if the other person is overwhelmingly strong, very, very negative, very abusive in language, and sometimes if you simply keep quiet, you could be taken for as a person who's not able to stand up for themselves. Yes. So the requirement is not to entangle yourself with somebody whose eyes and ears and brain is shut down for that point of time, even if it is going to end up in an argument. Yes. So are you getting my point? Even if you're trying to end up yourself into an argument, trying to put your point of view forward, you are talking to deaf ears, you're trying to show something to people who are blind and whose minds are totally shut. Yes. So at that point of time, anyway, I would not say be polite. I would say just take care of yourself and move out of that place. Because if that person who is blind, deaf, and mentally shut has to be made to understand the time is not right at that particular time. Yes. So we need to let the fires die down a little and then maybe WhatsApp the person, message the person, bring it on a discussion ground. And sometimes, yes, I agree, there would never be a discussion sometimes with people because one party is not open to the discussion. So that is where the energy healing techniques work. So the point is like this: I need to actually compose myself and send a lot of love towards that person because that person is literally deaf, dumb, and mentally blocked with all the hatred that he or she holds. Okay. So if I have to really open up that person, there needs to be a lot of energy that I put in as healing energy. Are you getting my point? There's a lot of energy I need to put in as healing energy. Okay. And this healing energy will actually transform the person slowly. A little bit of patience is required. And a person who has had his way as the head of the family or running an organization for many, many years, for them to be transformed overnight is a little bit of overestimation from your part, from our part. Okay. So we need to give it time. Any relationship needs to be given some time because we have just started unraveling the ways and means of energy through which we can transform people. So anyway, there are a couple of Instagram questions like we will try and answer. Okay, Joga is just raising his hand, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to share certain thing. Like I totally echo what was experienced by Girish. Even I felt the same way. However, that burden which we removed, that boulder that was removed, was holding a certain place in my body or in my aura, at somewhere in my system. How to replace that with something which will help me to overcome that emptiness which was there due to that burden or a boulder?
Okay, that's great. Yes. Anything that would be removed has to be replaced. Yes, I think that's the most smartest way to do it. Because if it is not going to be replaced with something which is more positive, then again we will have something negative occupying that space. Yes. So if we can go back to the discussion. So we have let out certain energies. We need to put back certain energies of being clear, assertive, aware. Yes, I need to be for myself. For myself, I need to be clear. I need to be assertive about what I'm saying. So clear and assertive is without aggression. So let's not put the word aggression into the point. Let's just say clear, assertive, yes, but with a lot of love. The lubricant be love, okay? My words be impregnated with the arrows of love and be clear and assertive, and they reach the point where it has to reach. So how do I ensure that my words are impregnated with love? There's a very simple technique. The heart chakra at the center of your chest, yes? So you need to touch this heart chakra with your left hand. Am I making myself clear? It has to be your left hand. And the left hand, when you touch the heart chakra, it is like switching on a small lotus kind of bulb. And when I wish to impregnate my words and thoughts with love, the first thing I have to do for maybe a couple of seconds or a minute is to touch my heart and smile. Think of that person whom I love, or that situation or that incident in my life which has brought extreme happiness, undefined or unlimited happiness and peace. If I can think of something like that, yes, and then lace my words with love and be assertive, clear, then I think we will hit the target. Now, but you see, all of this requires a lot of training from the person who is actually doing all this work. Yes, the person who is the energy worker, I would say, we're all energy workers, right? We need to create a change in the world and in ourselves through this energy work. So as an energy worker, I need to create this heart of mine, which will emit happiness and love in every word that I use clearly and assertively to put forward my thought in the right words, in the right manner. Yes, and it has been seen again and again, such words which has been laced with love do not actually spoil relationships, do not breed hatred. And when you lace yourself with love, you don't lose your mind. Are you getting my point? You don't lose your mind. Generally क्या होता है, हमारा दिमाग और दिल दोनों बंद हो जाता है, और दिल और दिमाग बंद हो जाता है तो फिर हम जो बोलते हैं उस पर कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है. यस, जो दिल और दिमाग जब बंद हो जाता है, जो हम बोलते हैं उस पर कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है. तो दिल को खोलने का जो टेक्निक है, यूजिंग द लेफ्ट हैंड एंड टचिंग योर हार्ट. When you use your left hand and touch your heart will bloom open like a beautiful rose. If you use your right hand and touch your heart, it will actually shut down. So your body is an intricate circuit, and it's a long, long energy science to understand why the left and why not the right. Okay? It's not superstition. Your body is an energy circuit, and there are certain points that you need to connect so that you can actually open up the heart. So people have a tendency of being critical and demeaning and play it off as a joke, but it becomes hurtful and it becomes regular. How to deal with this peacefully? So I would say if people are just nasty and continue to be nasty, even after all that effort of healing, as well as sending a lot of loving energy, you just need to say, I cut off from you. I do not want to receive any of your energies. And you have to technically, physically also stop meeting such people again and again. You have to stop partying with them. Yes. And you just have to maintain some distance to maintain your sanity. Okay. Right? Anything, you need to understand that we are actually talking from the energy healing viewpoint. And from the energy healing viewpoint, a lot of things can be handled when the energy from the solar plexus can be dissolved and disintegrated. People who are demeaning, people who are demeaning, people who are critical, who are not willing to listen to you, all have this ego stored in their solar plexus to such a high degree that it enters into their whole system and blinds them, deafens them, and shuts down their mind. Yes. So we need to use the healing processes, the energy healing techniques, to keep continuously cleansing the solar plexus chakra and removing the dirty red energies from there. Actually, these people are already hurt. And when they are hurt, they just want to release their hurt. They feel happiness by hurting others. You are not the target. You are the point of release. If somebody is used to cracking, demeaning, and critical jokes, that's because that is the kind of thing that he or she faces in their own homes or in their offices or with their friends and colleagues. You are just a springboard. You are just a dartboard. You're just another punching bag for them, where they can actually throw out all that, what they are receiving from somewhere else. Are you getting my point? You are the garbage can for them. So technically, we have to learn not to take it personally and not be meeting that person, yes, again and again, and also start using energy healing techniques. Okay, so hurt people hurt others. Are you understanding the point? When people are hurt, their tendency is to hurt others. And once we get hurt by them, we give their energy to ourselves, okay, and to all those who are around us, right? They wanted to connect with somebody. They wanted to put their energies onto somebody. That's all what happened. Yes. So my parting distance, without uprooting those issues, aren't those patterns going to crop up in the future? Yes, they will. Yes, you're absolutely right. By parting distances without addressing the issues, those issues and patterns will crop up in the future. Yes, absolutely right. But sometimes when you are with this person who is constantly showering his thought or the demeaning action on you, your ability to think and bring up solutions or even to heal yourself is not possible. So you need the space and the time, because we are just three-dimensional beings. Most of us who use the word that I am hurt have not shifted to the fourth or the fifth dimension. And if you're talking about it, it is literally only speech or jargon, right? You are not actually reached that point. As long as you will continue to say, I am hurt, I feel bad, as long as we will continue to say that, right? We are just in this space and time dimension, which is three dimensions, right? So in this three dimension, it is good to give some space and some time so that you can work on yourself to uproot those patterns rather than being bombarded daily by that person and losing your sanity. I hope that answers the question. Yes?
Ma'am, we have a few questions. So many times you being polite is considered as foolishness. So in this case, what should one put into the fire?
Okay. So gullibility or being used as a doormat. Okay. So this tendency of yours to be quiet, to be gullible, especially when you find somebody overwhelmingly dominating, is what has to be put into the fire. Yes. And what do you replace it with? Ability to stand up to what is right, to see what is right at the right time, and state through words and action, do what is right at the right time. Yes, that should be the affirmation, to replace this gullibility and tendency to be used as a doormat.
Ma'am, another one. Within family with our superiors, due to generational gap, sometimes it gets impossible to do discussion and a refusal follows after that. We don't agree or want to fulfill their expectation, but that caters to bitterness. So how to deal with that?
Okay, as I told you already, all those of us who are already experiencing hurt and bitterness are still in the three-dimensional space of time and space, that is three-dimensional time and space. So we will have to just allow time and space to heal certain things, work on our own patterns, which we can handle. They will have their viewpoints based on their experiences of life, from where they come from. Yes. And your experiences are based on where you have been, and what you have subjugated yourself to. So I think time and space heals everything, and you just work on your patterns. And when you get extremely irritated or bitter about what they tell you, when you experience it, right? When you experience this, then you make a note of what all you experience and eliminate that tendency from within you. Like tendency for your parents to force their opinions on you. Do you carry the same seed? Look at it. Do you force your opinions, or do you listen to what others say? Yes, if I have a tendency of being subjugated to my parents' opinions or my grandparents' opinions, yes, and I feel so overwhelmed, I feel like I am dominated, then I just have to make a list of what I experience, and I have to eliminate that pattern from within me, and also giving it some space and time, the wounds will heal. Okay, I hope that answers the questions. Okay, so we will meet you all on the night of the new moon. So this will technically be the night of 24th, the coming Saturday, September 24th. Saturday night is generally party night at 11 p.m. So hope you can also join us for some time, because the new moon, and at the point of culmination of the new moon, because technically it is the night of the 24th that the new moon is going to be at its highest peak. Okay, so the energies of the new moon, that is completely invisible energies, to be is on the night of the 24th. So we'll choose that day night to be back with you and do some practices of forgiveness, meditation for greater awareness, illumination, and unshakable peace. Meditations to imbibe the spirit of peace. Okay, so see you all then. Let's do some Thanksgiving. We thank the Supreme Parabrahman, the Divine Father, Divine Mother, my spiritual teacher and all spiritual teachers, all the great ones, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Paramatmas, Tirthankaras, prophets, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers, Thank you for the purification, strengthening, empowerment, upgradation, alignment to be able to fulfill our part and the manifestation of the great vision, the accomplishment of the divine plan on this Mother Earth. We thank you for your priceless, constant downpour of infinite blessings. With deep, deep gratitude, deep reverence and respect, and lots of love, we thank you. Atma Namaste to all of you. Thank you for being with us in this session.